Hi everyone. Today we're going to do problems that involve us identifying chemical properties. Let's take a look at the example problem we have below. Identify the chemical properties below. So we have to take a look at all the properties we have here and see which ones are chemical properties. Before we go on to do that, let's think about what chemical properties are. Remember, chemical properties are things that we can only observe during a chemical reaction. So a change or an attempt to change the chemical composition of a substance. So here, toxicity. Toxicity has to do with how bad something is for you, let's say. So toxicity, how does it change the chemical composition to make something worse, let's say, for your body? So toxicity would be an example of a chemical property because we could only observe it through a change in how it affects a chemical reaction. So something in your body is run with chemical reactions, and if something is toxic to those chemical reactions, or a drug is toxic to those chemical reactions, it's because it changed or messed with the chemical reaction. So that must mean it is a chemical property. So flammability is also an example of a physical property, of a chemical property, chemical property. That just means, can it be observed without changing the chemical composition of something? No, it can't. We have to burn something to see if it changes. And by doing that, we're doing a chemical reaction. Conductivity, we could see if something transfers electricity or heat without changing the chemical composition. So that must mean C is out. Viscosity means how thick something is or how hard it is to get through it. Let's say if you try to put your hand through water, it goes through pretty easily. But if you try to put your hand through syrup, it wouldn't go through as easily. And so this is also an example of something that we don't need to observe using a chemical reaction. So D is out of there. Now E, radioactivity, is tricky. It's something that involves sending out radiation. But this only happens through chemical processes, and we can't observe it or measure it without it changing the chemical properties, the chemical composition of a substance. So that must mean it's also a chemical property, because again, chemical properties only can be observed if something changes about the chemical composition.